How you doing? I wish you were up here so you didn't have to, I didn't have to walk up these steps. Okay, my name, as I said, is Paez. I appreciate being introduced as a young couple, but I'm 47 years old. I live in Los Angeles with my beautiful wife, Margaret. We've got two incredibly terrific, and I must say incredibly handsome young teenage boys. And we are also the co-founders of the Multiple Sclerosis Activism Foundation. The foundation is dedicated to fighting employment discrimination, finding affordable health care, and combating disability insurance fraud for people with MS and other people with similar disabilities, all obstacles that I myself encountered and indeed stumbled over several times over the past 5 years since being diagnosed with relapsing progressive multiple sclerosis. If you're not familiar with MS, it's a crippling and often painful disease that has no cure. Over the past 10 or 15 years, however, it's not a terminal condition, at least not in most cases, because there are drugs on the market that can slow the progression of the illness and provide a longer life for MS patients like myself. That is, of course, if you have access to that medication. My medication, on average, costs between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. A month. And you get the luxury of taking that medication, in my case, every day for the rest of your life.
How do you pay for it?
I don't. So it's not surprising that health insurance providers really hate people like me. We're sick, we cost them thousands of dollars, we are never cured, and we don't have the decency to die quickly and improve their profit margins. Also, not surprisingly, in an unregulated, for-profit environment, insurance companies regularly and routinely deny coverage to people like myself, as they did just last week when I applied for health insurance with Blue Cross of California. As a small business owner, my wife and I run a small catering business. The food's really good, by the way.
What's the name of it?
We'll get to that. As a small business owner, I really don't have any other recourse for health insurance. I don't have a job with a large employer with a group plan. I used to. About a year and a half ago, I was the vice president for Fidelity Investments until they decided to let me go because they said my performance was lagging behind my peers after I just completed a 6-month course of chemotherapy. And the only reason I was struggling through work on chemo was because my disability insurance provider, Cigna, repeatedly denied my claim to take a few months off to treat my illness. It's terrible.
It is terrible.
So with that, I'm facing a wait to join the new high-risk pools that were established by the Healthcare Reform Act of last year. It's not a great solution. It's basically a gift to the insurance companies, but at least I have the privilege of overpaying for their health care coverage in a few months. And I will be damned if the Koch brothers and their sad cabal of multi-millionaire minions begin to spend their money to try to turn back the clock on what we've accomplished today and where we want to go in the future. You see, despite what the Koch brothers' propaganda machine, Americans for Prosperity, or the Tea Party, would claim, the majority of Americans actually support most of the provisions in health care reform, particularly the ban on pre-existing restrictions. But the Koch brothers and those attracted to their money, like the pandering and obsequious Eric Cantor, who's right there right now, they believe they know better than the American people, and they're willing to spend hundreds of millions of their dollars to overthrow this legislation along with Social Security, Medicare, unemployment insurance, the minimum wage, the Internal Revenue Service, and all environmental regulations while they're at it. So make no mistake about it, what's going on across the street right now is nothing less than a conspiratorial planning session to see how much money it's going to cost to overthrow the democracy of the United States. And if that weren't enough, they actually call themselves patriots while they're doing it. They are, in fact, anarchists. Anarchists with a checkbook. And they're trying to buy our democracy. So it's time to call them out for what they really are. A sad, paranoid group of selfish, tax-dodging, trust fund babies who are so insecure about their station in life that they're actually willing to spend half their fortune to make sure no one else gets to play in their sand trap. Of course, we don't want to play in their sandbox. We just want to keep our health care, and we just want the Koch brothers to keep their hands off our democracy. Thank you very much.
The other person I want you to meet is Joshua Godfrey.